Hello my darlings, I hope you're doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. In this video, we'll be talking about a tattoo artist from Rochester. I hope I'm saying that right, but Rochester in New York. So if you're from the Rochester area or surrounding areas in New York or just anywhere on the, north, south, East Coast? It's East Coast, right? East Coast of United States. Pay attention to this video, and if you feel inclined to share this video to warn others, like on your Facebook page or Instagram, that is incredibly helpful. The last time I did a video like this on a specific artist, it was a guy called Keith, if you all remember that video, and that video got shared so much on Facebook. It was insane, and a lot of people become aware of Keith, the tattoo artist I spoke about, like instantly, and it was crazy. Like, I've never had a video shared like that before. So if we can keep the same energy for this video and make people aware of the artist I'm about to speak about in this video, like that's all I ever want to do, is just like keep people safe and make sure people don't fall into the trap of these types of tattoo artists. Now, this video is about a woman tattoo artist, and it is honestly kind of rare that I do cover a woman tattoo artist acting a fool, you know? And if it is a woman tattoo artist acting a fool, it's normally to do with scamming or just like harming their clients in some way. But I know I do focus a lot on predatory male tattoo artists, but I like to keep the same energy across the board. I'm not just here to hate on men all the time, as fun as that may be for me. But I'm very much aware that there are women tattoo artists out there that are not the nicest of people, you know? They're not, no. And this tattoo artist's reputation is, it's like my Keith video, like it exceeds her. There's so many people on mainly Facebook talking about this tattoo artist and like her reputation, it's insane. So sit down, get comfy, we're about to dive into it all. I also want to quickly credit Justine Lucy, who sent me a post about this tattoo artist, and then I went deep diving into finding out more information about this tattoo artist. But I always like to give credit where credit is due. I've mentioned Justine Lucy a few times on this channel. She's like my tattoo artist sidekick at this point, and she's amazing, freaking talented at what she does. Like, her tattoos are incredible and she's just lovely. I will leave a link down below to all her social medias if you want to go check her out. I highly recommend that you do. Okay, so let's get into this before I ramble on any more. I do apologize. So I was sent a post by Justine Lucy from a tattoo client of the tattoo artist I'm about to talk about. The tattoo artist that I'm about to speak about, its name is Shannon McCauley. I think that's how you say it. McCauley. So one of Shannon's clients put on Instagram her experience with Shannon, and it is a brutal one. She basically ended up with a terrible tattoo infection. It went 0 to 100 incredibly quickly, and she just didn't have a nice time throughout her tattoo appointment. So she posted up onto Instagram a bunch of pictures, and we'll look at those in a moment. I will give you a content warning when we get to that point, because they're not like super gnarly when it comes to tattoo infections. Like, I've seen a lot worse, but it's also not nice. So if you are eating snacks, I'm gonna give you a warning, okay? Just in case you're a little bit squeamish. I'm a little bit squeamish, I'm not gonna lie, especially if it's real stuff. Fake stuff I can handle, you know, like on like Grey's Anatomy or something. Not too bad with that, but real stuff, I'm like, ooh, you know, give me a warning kind of thing. This tattoo client's name is Kayla, and in her caption of her Instagram post, she said, "Please stop and read. This is long but very important. In September, I decided to go to Shannon McCauley to get a tattoo, whom is unlicensed / permitted, tattooing out of her house, and falsely advertises that she runs a legal shop with a different address. There was red flags I ignored. Unfortunately, I noticed that she was very heavy-handed shortly after she started, and about halfway through I felt something I never felt before. I almost passed out, super nauseous, and my arm felt like it was stabbed. Who knows if she reuses needles or dirty ink, but within 24 hours my arm was infected with cellulitis, which then turned septic real fast." Okay, I thought I would just channel my inner Meredith Grey, which is a character from the American TV show Grey's Anatomy. It's a hospital drama, in case you don't know. But this is the lead character, and she's like a surgeon. And anyway, okay. I wanted to explain to you what cellulitis is, in case you don't know, and sepsis, just in case you don't know. Okay, so this is from the mayoclinic.org. It says cellulitis is a common potential serious bacterial skin infection. The affected skin is swollen and inflamed and is typically painful and warm to the touch. Cellulitis usually affects the lower legs, but it can occur on the face, arms, and other areas. The infection happens when a break in the skin allows bacteria to enter. Left untreated, the infection can spread to the lymph nodes and bloodstream and rapidly become life-threatening. It isn't usually spread from person to person. And the symptoms of cellulitis is an irritated area of skin that tends to expand, swelling, tenderness, pain, warmth, fever, chills, spots, blisters, skin dimpling. Now, obviously, when you get a new tattoo, some of these symptoms just happen anyway. For me, I do get like irritation. The area that has been tattooed always seems to be a little bit hot. I do say that again in this video later on. But obviously, if you have quite an array of these symptoms and you're feeling unwell, you should obviously seek medical attention. And for sepsis, it is a serious condition in which the body responds improperly to an infection. The infection fighting process turns on the body, causing the organs to work poorly. Sepsis may progress to septic shock. This is a dramatic drop in blood pressure that can damage the lungs, kidneys, liver, and other organs. When the damage is severe, it can lead to death. Early treatment of sepsis improves chances of survival. So as you can tell, sepsis is something you do not want. It is incredibly scary. The symptoms of sepsis is change in mental status, fast, shallow breathing, sweating for no clear reason, feeling lightheaded, shivering, symptoms specific to the type of infection, such as painful urination from a urinary tract infection or worsening cough from pneumonia. Symptoms of sepsis are not specific. They can vary from person to person, and sepsis may appear differently in children than in adults. Symptoms of septic shock: not being able to stand up, strong sleepiness or hard time staying awake, major change in mental status such as extreme confusion. Anyway, back to Kayla's post. I knew something was wrong when I had a fever, sweats, chills, throwing up uncontrollably and not able to walk or move. My mother had to carry me to the car and bring me to the hospital, only to sit 7 hours in the waiting room, getting worse and worse. Once admitted, I was already in severe septic shock from this tattoo, with my liver failing, turning me jaundice, and all my other organs were beginning to shut down. I was getting worse while in the hospital, and it took 5 days being on IV fluids, antibiotics, getting poked by needles every couple of hours. I wasn't able to eat for all those days either. This was the most traumatic, scary thing I have ever experienced. Fast forward to now, I'm dealing with anxiety, PTSD from this, and now every day I look at my arm that was supposed to be something special to me, my favourite childhood picture of my wife, turned into something triggering. I reached out to a law firm and they did everything to investigate her, which is how I learned she isn't a real tattoo artist or permitted. She began harassing me, calling me a weirdo, saying I'm into child porn because of this tattoo I got, and then proceeded to call and harass the law firm. Unfortunately, the bitch, whom is 30 years old, has absolutely nothing to her name and lives at home with mummy, filed bankruptcy. So now I feel the need to share with everyone, do not go to McCauley Tattoo. She is a fraud and could seriously hurt you. So let's dissect this real quick. Like this, I feel like it's every tattoo client's worst nightmare. It's mine. Like just pure fear, and I've been incredibly lucky considering how much I've been tattooed. I've never had a tattoo infection ever. I, of course, do as much research as I most possibly can, but this kind of thing does happen to the best of tattoo artists, like sometimes just something just happens, okay? And sometimes, I'm not going to victim blame here because I don't think this is the client's fault by any means, but sometimes it is the client who doesn't look after their tattoo properly. Not saying this is what has happened here at all. Want to stress that. But sometimes it's just one of those things that happens, okay? Germs are nasty. They get into places they shouldn't be getting into. Let's be serious, okay? Even if you are super cautious. But from what I know about Shannon and what you'll discover about Shannon, this is an artist faux pas, in my opinion. But if this was any old regular tattoo artist that doesn't have a terrible reputation, I feel like it's one of those things, when you sign up to get a tattoo, you kind of sign up for the risks. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're going to take a look at the pictures that Kayla posted on her Instagram. This is Kayla. It looks like in a hospital bed. Bless her soul, okay? And as we can see, she does have other tattoos. So she's been tattooed before. She knows the tattooing process. She knows what feels right and what doesn't feel right, okay? And then here is a picture of the heart rate monitor and then some IV bags. And now we're going to take a look at the tattoo and its infection. This is your content warning. I will put a timestamp down here so you can skip to it if you don't want to see the pictures, okay? This is what the tattoo looks like. It is incredibly irritated. Like, that is a big amount of redness around the tattoo, which I always say, irritation within a tattoo is completely normal, but this, it's spread quite a bit. There's also a lot of yellowing, which for a black work tattoo like this, I don't think it's meant to be there. It doesn't look like it's part of the tattoo. It's also very raised. It looks awful, you know? Like, again, I have seen worse tattoo infections, but this is not... Oh, it doesn't look pleasant at all. And here is another one. Again, as you can see, it is incredibly irritated. It's quite dry. It's raised in places. Again, you've got that yellowing. It's not a good sign. And can you just see the irritation around that line work, especially on the leaf at the bottom? Oh, that's not good. That is not good. And then we have this one, and it just looks like it's getting worse and worse and worse, right? Like, again, the yellowing is just gnarly. It looks sunburned. Like, it's that red and irritated. It looks sunburned. Like, I feel like this has gone beyond irritation. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a healthy irritation with getting a new tattoo, and then there's this, you know? Again, we have another picture. Kayla went all out with the pictures just to show how bad this is. And again, it's the yellowing, it's the irritation. It's not looking good. And then another one. Ooh, this one is, you can see the scarring happening already on the line work at the bottom of the Polaroid. Do you see that to the left? I have to look at my thumb then, because I have Eleanor tattooed on my thumb, so I don't know my left and right. Anyway, yeah, to the left, at the bottom of the Polaroid? Polaroid? Girl! Woo! Can't even say Polaroid anymore. But yeah, you can see like this scarring, like that silvery shininess. This is going to be such a scarred tattoo, I'm telling you. It's not going to look good when it's all healed up. Obviously this was done in September, so it would have healed by now, hopefully. But yeah, this tattoo is going to be hella scarred. And again, another close up here is just not looking... Oh, again, like I was saying, this is like every tattoo client's worst nightmare, you know? Like, I feel like the thing is, sometimes when I get tattooed, I don't like this type of thing. Sometimes just doesn't cross my mind. Like, I forget that this could happen. Do you know? Does anyone else get like too comfortable with getting tattooed and you kind of forget that tattoo infections can happen? And because you've like never had one, it just like doesn't cross your mind anymore. And then you see stuff like this and it's like a big wake up call. And you're just like, oh Christ. Like, I'm someone that hates medical stuff. I hate being in doctor's offices. I hate being in hospitals. Anything medical and clinical, I hate it. Blood tests, hate it all. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my God, like, what if I end up having this happen to me? You know, like, it's my worst nightmare, you know? And like how unwell you feel with it as well. That's another thing. Like, I'm a big emetophobe, you know? And I'm just, like, I feel so bad for Kayla going through all of this, you know? Oh, bless her. And then this is another picture of Kayla literally going through the most. She does not look well at all, bless her. And then, here's another picture of it going through like the dry peeling stage, like all tattoos do. But I imagine this is probably happening a lot quicker than it would normally. I'm going to put that down to obviously the infection. The body is really, really fighting this foreign object, you know, like your immune system kind of goes in overdrive when you get tattooed, because it's like, what the hell is happening here? What's this going on in your skin? Like, I need to work and, you know, protect you kind of thing. I mean, have you ever seen a tattoo peel like that? It's even like, the peeling is not even on the ink areas. Do you see that? So the flower at the bottom here, there is a big bit of like skin peeling off, but that's not tattooed ink. And I don't think there's white highlights in here. So it's not like white ink peeling. I don't think so anyway. That just looks like the skin has had enough and it's just peeling and just being like, oh God, get rid of it kind of thing. And then here it is. Oh, That does not look, that's very irritated. I've got a feeling this is when it started, maybe? I don't know. Or is this when it's healing? Either way, it's still very, very red and irritated. I bet that feels incredibly hot to touch as well. For the first day, I want to say, yeah, for the first day or like 24 hours after being tattooed, the area of my skin is always very, very hot. That's just the way it's always been. Again, never had a tattoo infection. My skin just gets incredibly hot. I don't know why. I guess it's just like, I don't know, in overdrive. But that looks like it would be like hot to the touch, you know? And then again, we have another very peely photo. The yellowing seems to have died down a little bit there, but it's still just, that does not look good at all. It just looks painful and itchy, but the redness seems to have died down quite a bit in this photo, so that's something. And then another very, very close-up photo of all the peeling. Again, it's normal for your tattoo to peel when it's healing because you go through that dry, itchy phase, but this is quite extreme, you know, like there is proper, well, I don't know, I think I've had a few tattoos that peeled like that, you know, especially the black work ones. I'm quite a peely bitch. Okay, so the next picture in the slide of Kayla's Instagram post is a picture of Shannon's Instagram. Now, of course, conveniently, Shannon has deleted her Instagram and all of her social medias. There is absolutely no social media for Shannon at this moment in time. I don't know if she's kind of deactivated her account so it will come back up when she reactivates it, or she's completely deleted it. Don't have a clue on that. But yeah, if you are in the Rochester area of New York, look out for this artist by the name of Shannon McCauley. Okay, so it actually seems that her account is now back up for now, but it is on private, so you won't be able to see anything on her profile, and you can also see a picture of her a little bit better there in that tiny profile picture, so you can kind of get a grasp on kind of like what she looks like or what have you. So yeah, just avoid this tattoo artist at all costs. Again, her reputation is insane, and I don't think she does things safely. Okay, the next thing we're going to take a look at is messages from Shannon to Kayla. Okay, I don't know what sparked this because this incident happened in September. It's now February and this post is like 5 days old. So these messages from January seem very unwarranted. I don't know if Kayla maybe put something on her Instagram stories or this is just unprovoked. Either way, this is a professional tattoo artist talking to their client the way that Shannon has. It gives me the ick. Okay, so the message is, I knew you were a weirdo off the jump when you wanted a pic of your lover as a child. Laughing my ass off. That was January the 13th. Then a couple of days later, on January the 15th, it doesn't seem that there was any messages from Kayla. Again, maybe possibly she could have deleted them. I don't think so. But I know people in the comment section might be like, well, you know, you can manipulate messages and Kayla could have deleted something and she could have been mean to Shannon. But like, again, once you get more context of who Shannon is, I don't think so, you know. Shannon said to Kayla, the fact that you have to have that tattoo forever. Ha 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 ha. Weirdo. Probably into child porn or something. Thanks for the money though. I mean, I guess you need it because apparently you're going through bankruptcy. So I can't imagine receiving messages like that from a professional tattoo artist after you've been through so much with the infection and nearly dying, you know, your organs nearly shut down, and then your tattoo artist that put you through all of that accuses you of being into child pornography. Like, a sorry would have been nice. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Again, when you get tattooed, you do kind of sign up for the risk of this happening. But still, like, a little bit of empathy goes a very, very long way, you know? If this happened to me, I would for sure message the tattoo artist and be like, hey, like, I've had a tattoo infection. I've been in the hospital. I've not been feeling so well. I don't want anything from that artist. I'm just letting them know. So, you know, if they've done something or there's something that they are doing that they need to change, just so they're aware. I don't know. But if I was, you know, on the receiving end of a message like that, okay, that's when the war starts, you know? Like, I would have just been kind of quiet about the whole situation. Well, I wouldn't have been quiet. Like, for me, if I had a tattoo infection, I'd probably make a video about it, but I'd be very, you know, nice to the artist unless I had bad vibes or whatever, you know? But if you're going to accuse me of being into child pornography for this really nice, sweet, sincere tattoo that Kayla got, what the hell, man? The hell? Why are you making something out of nothing? Like, it's a cute tattoo idea. And if you thought there was really weird intentions with the tattoo, then why did you do it? Oh, you're desperate for money, I guess, right? Okay. Looking through the comments of Kayla's Instagram post, this is where we start to see who Shannon is. It all unravels. She accused me of stealing art back in November, and when I blocked her on both my accounts, she started emailing me, telling me to kill myself. This girl is nuts. And then Kayla said, wow, what a psycho. No one wants her shitty art anyways. She sucks and uses Procreate because she can't draw. That I don't agree with, because I feel like the majority of tattoo artists use Procreate in some ways, right? Like, it's a very, very handy tool. I use it. And yes, it does give me the ability to draw as someone that can't draw. But like, Kayla, babe, no, okay? There's a lot of artists that will be pissed at that, I'm telling you. Let's not come for Procreate, okay? Like, no. But yeah, you know me, even if this tattoo artist did steal art, I don't think it warrants a go kill yourself. It's crazy. Like, I am very much against the whole stealing art thing. You know, it's not something that, there's just no space for that in the tattoo industry or any artistic industry. You should not be, you know, plagiarizing other people's work. But even if this tattoo artist did do that, I'm not saying that they did, but even if they did, like, you don't need to go tell them to go kill themselves. Just be like, hey, like, don't do this, you know, it's not great. And then another comment said, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I worked for Shannon as a front desk girl when she was working out of the Feder building after she left Steadfast, and she was abhorrent. I never know how to say this word. Abhorrent, right? Abhorrent. Okay, thank you. She was a bully. She talked poorly about clients, body shamed them and myself, talked down on everyone, accused me of stealing art supplies from her when she stole them from me. She attacked a black man who slipped outside of Steadfast once and cried white woman tears when she called the police and flipped the story on him. I have an unfinished piece from her, but I will never ever go back because of how awful she was and is to others. I hope you find healing and are able to rise above this. She deserves every single amount of karma that is coming for her. Shannon McCauley is homophobic, racist, elder abuser that has been called out many times and still operates within the Rochester area. Stop supporting her. Stop letting your friends and family support her. I hope you heal up quick and this doesn't tarnish your view of the tattooing world in Rochester. There are plenty of great artists available here. I imagine so. I mean, I don't live in Rochester, so I don't know what the artists are like, but I can imagine that there's at least a few decent ones, right? But yeah, what you'll see is a pattern with people calling her homophobic, racist, just a horrible person. And then there's this comment that says, I went to junior high and high school with her, and even back then she was fucking awful. I really hope this is the straw that breaks the camel's back so you're able to heal and grow from this awful experience as she suffers the consequences of continuously failing to mature. Wishing you well as one stranger to another and hope you recover well and fast, which is really, really sweet. But yeah, it seems Shannon's had a pretty bad reputation since the dawn of time. Okay, like, oh, big yikes. So I was then sent a screenshot of a story of this like Facebook post situation, and I thought, okay, great, you know, I'm gonna find a lot of information about Shannon on Facebook, because that's normally where the locals talk about things like this. You know, you get to find all the tea when you start digging. So the post that was in this screenshot is this one from someone called Leigh Marie, and it says, make this bum famous. My mum was at the bank and she witnessed this bum. Oh god, I haven't seen someone call someone a bum in so long. Try to kill this old man. Shannon tried to kill an old man. She was trying to hit him with a car because he was crossing too slow. He ran as fast as he can. Then she got out and hit him with his cane and a bat. Old man was able to get pics. Share this bum. I want to see her. Here are the pics of Shannon with a bat in her hand going for this old man that, you know, took his time crossing the street. Have a little bit of patience, Shannon, love, all right? Like, I have zero patience. My patience is so thin. But like, if I was driving and a man was taking his time crossing the road, I would just vibe. Just sit there and vibe, all right? Listen to your music, listen to your podcast, and just take a moment, take a breather, all right? Rest your foot off the pedal. Like, what the hell? There is no excuses to attack an old man crossing the road. None. Oh, gosh. So yeah, that's Shannon, an elder abuser. And then on this post, there was a comment saying, I currently have an arrest warrant out for this woman for doing damage to my vehicle with that exact bat. Rochester police have yet to do a damn thing, and it happened in February. This woman is clinically insane and needs to be locked in a mental institution. Hey, Rochester police, why don't you do your job? And then there is damage to this car. I don't know the context as to why Shannon was attacking a random car with a bat, but road rage maybe? Lost her patience again maybe? Who knows, right? And then there is this comment that says, she's been outed for being domestically abusive to previous partners, so unhinged. I couldn't find anything else about this, so take this with a grain of salt, because I couldn't find any like more posts about it as such, just, you know, people talking about it or what have you, but nothing solid from previous partners or what have you. So again, do take that with a pinch of salt. And then within this comment thread about, you know, Shannon abusing an elderly man, there was a screenshot of this Instagram post from an Instagram page called Tattoo Protection _New York. I did put that into Instagram, and this page doesn't seem to be a thing anymore, sadly. But the caption says, Shannon McCauley, owner of Loyalty and Love Tattoo Club, racism, bigotry, harassment, body shaming, homophobia, among other things. Not seen a messages supporting that this has been an ongoing thing with her. And then there is this review. And this review is still up for the Steadfast Tattoo Yelp page. It's literally still there, okay? Just to clear up any confusion, just in case there is any, Steadfast is a tattoo studio where Shannon used to work. I don't think she works there anymore. And Love and Loyalty is now her own tattoo studio where, you know, does she actually own a studio? I don't know, because it ends up being her house, so I don't know if she has an actual building for that or not. This is from a Reddit post that I talk about later, but someone did say, I have gone to her for years. She used to have a shop, but she told me the rent was too much, so she started doing them at home. Anyway, back to the review. It says, I am absolutely appalled. Won't speak about the shop as a whole because I barely experienced it as a whole. I was so upset and disgusted with the artist I got. Shannon McCauley. I am light-skinned black. You wouldn't know it at all. And when I was tying my hair up, she commented on the weird kink of it. I explained I'm black and she said something along the lines of white people want to be oppressed so bad. I brushed this off and let her prep me for the tattoo, but the comments did not stop. She didn't go so far to outright call me a racist, but it was heavily implied, and she made out loud comments of disgust while touching me. She told me she hoped the needle hurt more than it usually did. I was so horribly disgusted and repulsed. I didn't know what to expect, leave afterward, and try to think about it on my own time. I thought I was overreacting until my friend who accompanied me said the same things. I hope she has other negative comments on here because the shop seemed nice enough until I had this experience with her. She needs to go. Thanks a lot, Shannon, for being completely unprofessional and completely trashing the reputation of this business. Horrifying. So we have this, you know, post saying that she's racist, and then something I read earlier about her, you know, being horrible to a black man. Like, the tattoo industry has terrible racism problems as it is. The lack of representation for those with darker skin tones than me, it's very, very hard to come by. You know, tattoo artists will sometimes, you know, tattoo darker skin tones and then they won't post them on social media. And I know to a lot of people, social media isn't the be all and end all, but for a lot of people with darker skin tones, they want to see representation of how a tattoo artist's work is going to look on their skin tones. And if you scroll through a tattoo artist's Instagram and you don't see any darker skin tones, then how are you gonna know? And yeah, there's a lot of tattoo artists out there that are just racist, but they're not like racist in the obvious ways, if that makes sense. You know, they're not out here saying the N-word, but you know, they'll say things like, oh, I can't tattoo your skin because it's too dark, or my style of tattooing isn't going to work in your skin tone because it's too dark. Stuff like that. And it's just like, just say you are a crap tattoo artist and leave, honey. Like, anyway, moving forward, someone by the name of Shaina posted Kayla's Instagram post on Facebook with permission from Kayla. It said, Rochester, New York, do not get tattooed by Shannon McCauley. Sickening, posting for a friend that doesn't have Facebook. And it is a screenshot of Shannon's Instagram profile, and then this post has a screenshot of Shannon's Instagram profile and then screenshots of Kayla's post. When I screenshotted this post had been shared 1.1k times. Okay, that's a lot of people becoming aware of Shannon, and I'm here to add on to that because, you know, she doesn't seem like a very pleasant tattoo artist, to put it politely. Like, I wouldn't want to be tattooed by this type of tattoo artist, so, you know, me making awareness is hopefully going to help the cause. So there was obviously a few comments on this post, and I'm going to read some of those. This one said, wow, I almost got tattooed by her some years ago. She took my deposit, then cancelled 30 minutes before the appointment saying she had car issues. Then when we rescheduled, I told her a week in advance that I was having the sniffles, but that I would update her if my symptoms got worse. The day before, I messaged her saying that I was asymptomatic and tested negative for COVID. Then I drove to this sketchy studio and waited 30 minutes for her to answer her DMs. She said that I had cancelled the appointment because I had COVID. I was like, no. Something felt wrong and I was crying from frustration because she never communicated with me that she had cancelled the appointment. Thankfully, I got my deposit back, but wow, I feel like I dodged a huge bullet. So, like, I fully understand a tattoo artist wanting to cancel an appointment because you've said you don't feel well and they themselves don't want to risk their, you know, their health or what have you, but they need to communicate that with you. They need to say, okay, how about we just reschedule again and, you know, we'll do this when you feel a bit better. That's all it takes, okay? You can't just let someone know on the day off, well, like 30 minutes before the appointment or whatever it is. Like, that's just crazy. But I'm glad this person got their deposit back because I feel like Shannon's the type of person that wouldn't do that. I feel like she would, like, keep your deposit, you know? And then within this comment section, there was this photo of a screenshot that basically just says, please keep me anonymous if you use this. Ugh, I wasn't going to say anything, but yes, she's a compulsive liar and notoriously shitty person. She tattooed me before and it was the most uncomfortable experience I've had while getting tattooed in years. Talk shit about people the whole time, using negative language towards us LGBTQ folk and also black people. She is very rough while tattooing, almost on purpose, and gets mad if you want to take a break. Like, there's so many red flags here, and it seems like there is a pattern. It's not just one person saying she's racist, and that to me is just, like, it's so bad. This is the type of tattoo artist I would never ever want to be tattooed by. He just doesn't seem like a very professional, nice, kind, caring tattoo artist, and to me there is absolutely no space for tattoo artists like this anymore. None. And then there is another screenshot that was posted in the comments section that says, I've seen Shannon straight up call people the N-word. I was too scared to say anything because of her platform. Shannon intimidates and bullies smaller artists and has gotten away with it for a long time, and thank you for doing this. And then there's this comment that says, I realised I was still following her on Insta the other day, I don't go on often, and saw her story ranting that she's better than everyone in the local tattoo community because they'll never leave Rochester in their miserable lives. Like, Rochester isn't a thriving city. And then going on to brag how established she is as a tattooer, and she trained under someone actually talented for 2 weeks. Acting like she's the next Sailor Jerry. I was super confused because she can't even make it through an appointment without calling her client racial slurs. I'm sorry she disparaged your character as well. No one with a brain will believe her. She's talking about Kayla because some people were confused that the person that posted this post on Facebook was Kayla, or it was her story, should I say, sorry, but it's not. But still, again, we've got another person saying that, you know, she has a racist reputation, and yeah, to be trained to tattoo in 2 weeks, no. Okay, apprenticeships go on for like months to years, depending on how often you as an apprentice can go to your apprenticeship, or how often your mentor is willing to teach you. But 2 weeks, no, not a chance. Not a chance. I don't even think most apprentices even hold a tattoo machine within the first 2 weeks, you know? Like, their mentor is telling them how to draw, teaching them different tattoo styles. You know, you may be able to hold a machine, but to put it together, maybe, you know, you need to know the ins and outs first. You need to know how to keep things clean, how to set up your station. Like, 2 weeks is no, okay? No. Oh God, her again. You know it's bad when someone says that, right? Oh God, her again. I was tattooed by her during her apprenticeship in 2019, and I'm currently in the process of getting it removed because it healed so badly. The scarring was pretty significant and the lines are completely blown out. I keep it hidden for the most part, which is unfortunate because I love the rest of my work done by other artists, of course. My advice to anyone looking to get work done by her: don't. She's been kicked out of every shop she's worked at for various reasons, and she'll play the victim each and every time she's not. It's exhausting to watch. And then this person did put a photo of the tattoo, and as you can see, it is incredibly scarred. Like, there is like this silver hue to the line work, which it's scarring, and it's so patchy in places. Like, the design and everything isn't terrible. Like, it could have been a good tattoo if Shannon, you know, had a technique down correctly. This is what happens, I guess, when you learn to tattoo in 2 weeks, you know? Like, that's the thing, I did find a page with Shannon's work on it, and like, her tattoos or her art style isn't bad. Like, she's not a terrible tattoo artist as such, you know. She's herself, her personality is absolutely awful, but her like tattoo art isn't that bad. You know, it could have been a lot worse. And yeah, which is a shame. Like, she does have like a talent for it if she, you know, did an apprenticeship properly and learned to tattoo properly. You know, there's potential there, but I don't think we should give her a chance anyway, should she want to, you know, improve on herself. Because when it comes to people like Shannon, you know, the whole saying, leopards don't change their spots or whatever. You can't change a leopard's spots. What is that saying? You know what I'm saying, okay? Anyway, back to the comments. This person said, I've gotten 2 from her and I have a lot of tattoos, but her specifically have healed the worst. I wouldn't suggest anyone go to her after my second one. Oh boy, this person is brave, giving her like a second chance, right? Like, if I had a terribly healed tattoo, I don't know if I'd give the artist a second chance, you know? Like, I have an unfinished back piece done by her and I will never go back. I was so blinded by her behaviour. She is truly sick and manipulative and will play coy to get what she wants. She will shower you with kindness and then treat you like dog shit once the door closes. She's the type that will be like, it's just my BPD, while being a straight fucking abusive piece of shit. So I don't know if Shannon is diagnosed with BPD. She might possibly be. I feel like, you know, if that's the case, she shouldn't be blaming, you know, her behaviour on that, because there are plenty of people with BPD that aren't racist, homophobic, pieces of trash. Alright, BPD is not an excuse ever for that type of behaviour. So that is basically a summary of Shannon on Facebook. Then I obviously googled her name and a couple of Reddit posts come up, of course. You know, that's again how you know it's kind of bad when it gets taken to Reddit. So someone had put on Reddit, you know, the whole Kayla situation, and then the comments say, reminder, Shannon is on probation for assaulting an elderly man with a baseball bat, makes multiple fake accounts and numbers to harass people, has sent pictures of her gaped butthole to someone she was arguing with, got fired from a shop for being racist to clients, and is homophobic as fuck. There's a reason she works out of her house unlicensed with dirty tools. I highly doubt she can afford an autoclave. And then the original poster said, she literally took pictures of her friends in uncompromising positions and various states of undress and sent them around to other professionals to talk shit about them and body shame in order to win an argument. This is someone who's had several bouts of cosmetic surgery to fix her imperfections. She's always trying to project her shit onto others. Everything I have found out about this woman is completely against my will. Every 6 months or so, there is a post circulating in the Rochester community about her causing problems with someone. She has a really bad reputation at this point. Seems like she keeps putting people in danger. And then someone replied saying, big same. I'm glad I know all about this now, so if someone mentions her, I can warn them against it. I accidentally forgot to give context on the next comment I'm about to read, but there was this post from a year ago. Someone was looking for a good tattoo artist, and then someone did recommend Shannon, and then someone responded with this comment that I'm about to read. Shannon is an abuser, racist, transphobe, and homophobe. She is completely garbage. Multiple men have come forward about the abuse. I know for a fact she beat up one of her boyfriends, as I have a mutual friend with said boyfriend. She honestly doesn't deserve any business and should get the fuck out of our city. Also, can't wait till she comes after me and the other commenter, because that's what she does. She's a serial abuser. Oh, Shannon. Shannon, baby, if you're watching this, I beg you try. Okay? Like, I beg you try. If you want to come after me, I try it. Oh, and then this is so funny. I put this at the end because of the irony. This was put in one comment section. It's a screenshot from Shannon, and it says, Rochester be letting anyone tattoo here, no proper barricades, fuck it, love a good staph infection. This was posted ages ago, I think, and it's just like the irony is too fucking much. It's too much. So yeah, anyone in the Rochester area that's looking to get tattooed, avoid Shannon at all costs, okay? I'm sure there are plenty of other tattoo artists out there that aren't racist, homophobic, abusive, incredibly mean about their clients. Like, that is just red flags across the board. Like, no. Any tattoo artist that is behaving like this does not deserve to be a tattoo artist, because I always say being a tattoo artist is a privilege. It is a privilege to have people trust you enough to let you scar them for life. Like, that's a privilege. Like, putting that much trust in you to not fuck it up. So, Shannon, put down the tattoo machines. And until you can act right and be a decent human being, don't touch them. Like, do not touch those tattoo machines. What a piece of trash. Trash, I tell you. Like, actual trash. Just, like, it just really pisses me off that there are artists like this. Like, anyway, back to Kayla. I hope everything is good for Kayla now, and she has somewhat at least recovered a little bit. Obviously, the mental scars are going to be there forever. I for sure would have big trust issues for every tattoo artist now, after going through what, you know, Kayla's gone through. Like, that is a lot for a person to deal with. It's sad that she had to go through that, and she did say that, you know, she noticed, like, the red flags, but she kind of went with it anyway. And I don't want anyone kind of, like, victim blaming or anything, because, like, there was a few comments here and there of people saying, well, you know, she noticed the red flags, but she went ahead with it, or she should have known about Shannon's reputation, but like, someone else had to post on Facebook, you know, about Shannon, because Kayla doesn't have Facebook, so she wasn't a part of any local groups to see anything. Unless you go digging, you wouldn't have found anything out about Shannon, you know, if you don't have Facebook at least. Yeah, it's just one of those things, like, and it's sad for Kayla that she went through all of this, but hopefully this is like the catalyst of people never ever being tattooed by Shannon again, you know, unless Shannon comes forward and says, yo, like, I really fucked up, I keep fucking up, I'm a terrible human, nobody needs to give me a second chance. Or, you know, how many chances has she probably had in her lifetime? A lot, you know. To be honest, I don't think there's anything Shannon can do to make people want to give her a second chance or a 1,000th chance, you know. I personally believe that she doesn't deserve one. I don't think she should be a tattoo artist. I feel like she needs to find another field that doesn't involve people, because she's a danger to people. People like this just shouldn't be in the tattoo field. Some people are a lot more forgiving than me, and, you know, and will be like, give her another chance if she improves. But I feel like with someone like Shannon, who has had a reputation since school, you know, these types of people never change, you know, or they'll change temporarily, and then the mask starts to slip again. So, yeah, I feel like even if Shannon was to do an apology, I wouldn't trust it myself, you know? Like, oh, go, like, work on a farm or something, you know? Maybe not, because there's animals and God knows what she'll do to animals, you know? I didn't screenshot any comments that actually mentioned the fact that there was at least one comment that said she does abuse animals. I don't know whether that was on Reddit or Instagram. If I can find it, I'll put it up here. But someone definitely said that she has a reputation of abusing animals as well, which the shoe fits for someone like this, I guess, you know. Anyways, that is it for today's video, my loves. Again, as always, make sure you research your tattoo artists. You know, put their name into Google just to see if anything does pop up, or search it on Facebook, because some local posts might come up or what have you. And if your tattoo artist has a good reputation, you're not going to find much of anything apart from maybe good reviews, some pictures. That is the aim of the game, to find stuff like that, you know, good reviews and some pictures and what have you of, you know, their artwork. But if you come across posts upon posts or comments upon comments of people saying horrible things about an artist, avoid like the plague. Do not give these artists a chance, okay? Because you may end up feeling the wrath of this artist's behavior. And again, not to, you know, victim shame Kayla by any means, but if you book an appointment with a tattoo artist and the and the studio ends up not being what they said it was going to be, that is obviously a huge red flag, and I would say to be careful, maybe not go ahead with the appointment, or severely question the artist and be like, okay, what is going on here? You know, like, why are we not at the studio? You said we'd be out. Like, why are we at this random house? Like, what is happening here? And then if it's not sketchy, the tattoo artist will explain to you, you know, what the hell is happening. But I don't know, I'm very much against the whole like house tattooing thing. A house is just not set up the way a tattoo studio is. Obviously there is different variations of tattoo studios, you know, you've got private ones that are in buildings and what have you, and you know, there is sometimes tattoo artists that do have a room dedicated in their house and it's set up just like a tattoo studio. I personally myself wouldn't go to one of those, but it depends who you are as a person, if you are okay with that or not. But in the room needs to be dead ass exactly like a tattoo studio, as clean as a tattoo studio, set up like a tattoo studio. Like, it needs to be to the T like a tattoo studio. If it looks like a random ass bedroom, no. Okay, no honey, no, 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 no. And yeah, if you ever end up in Kayla's situation where you start to feel unwell or your tattoo just isn't healing right, contact the tattoo artist and hopefully they won't respond to you like Shannon would and call you like a paedophile or whatever. And also, if you can, get medical attention as well, which is obviously not good when you live in places like America where the healthcare is, it's a mess. It's a mess. So yeah, as always, just be vigilant, look after you, look out for the red flags, and just be a little bit cautious, but also try and enjoy yourself. I know that's a big bag right there, but you know, don't worry too much, because that will obviously ruin your tattoo experience. That's it. I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching and being here, and until my next video, bye.